What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So today I want to get a little bit into the Hunter Lawrence versus Jason Anderson incident and just kind of reflect back on previous Moto incidents and the way that things were handled back in the day, as to kind of contrast the way that things were handled this last weekend in the final round of Supercross in Salt Lake City. So as I'm sure most of you saw, last weekend in Salt Lake City, Hunter Lawrence and Jason Anderson got into it a couple times, and there was a little bit of drama surrounding that. If you somehow missed it or are not quite sure what I'm talking about, basically what happened was Jason ran it in on Hunter in the beginning part of the race for a pass, kind of ran him up towards the top of the turn, and he went down. There was already some bad blood between the two, so when he was getting lapped by Anderson, he decided to go ahead and slow up and then turn right in a left-hand turn, making contact with Anderson, causing him to nearly go off track and potentially causing him a shot at the podium, and also potentially causing him a shot at getting 4th overall in the championship. Now, from what I've seen, the people are pretty divided on whether that was okay or acceptable or justified or not. Now, in my opinion, I do believe that it was an adequate response if Hunter was on the same lap as Jason, and therefore he would be racing him for position. But I do think it was a bit of a cheap shot for someone to be a lap down and then to intentionally make contact with the rider. However, we have seen that happen in the past, even recently when we had Justin Bogle run in on Justin Barcia. So this type of thing is not unheard of, and I really don't think we need to crucify Hunter. I do think he was just trying to stand his ground. I don't necessarily think the pass that Jason made on Hunter was dirty, but I do understand Hunter's frustration as he's had previous run-ins with him, and also his brother Jet has had some run-ins with him as well. Now, really the point of me making this video is really just to say that I kind of feel like the Moto community is kind of gone soft when it comes to this kind of stuff, because in reality, neither one of what either one of those guys did was all that bad. If you look back at some of the old Moto clips and how things were handled back in the day, it was really quite drastic in comparison. So what I want to do for you guys is I'm going to play some old Moto clips, some takeouts, some fights, and things like that. Let me know what you guys think, if you would prefer the old school Moto or if you're okay with the new school Moto. I also have some more modern day era takeouts with some fights towards the end, but they're still a few years old, so I just thought they were worth throwing in there. But as I was saying, I do think the contrast is pretty stark. You got guys literally brawling in the middle of the track with the AMA official just standing there watching, versus now we're getting all up in arms about what happened last weekend, and you got the two mechanics riding out on the back of the riders, fist bumping each other, and really all's well that ends well. So like I said, let me know what you guys think. Let me know who you think was right in the Anderson versus Lawrence situation, and let me know what you guys think if you prefer old school Moto or the newer school Moto. And with that being said, let's get into those old Moto clips.
Here he finished 12th overall, and what do we got here? It looks like a couple KT. Yeah, Anthony Amaradio, and
that's Jeff the Mint too at Amarat.
Oh, right
punches.
There goes Jeff Curry by. Oh, this is not good. Good for the two teammates for KTM.
No, this isn't good at all.
Look at the way the bikes wound. I'm sure they threw him.
I wonder whose bike is on top.
Man.
That guy's gonna win, maybe.
Oh, and throws him down. It's Amaradio on top.
You know, it looks, and there's the AMA official. Boy, this isn't the good. This.
Hey, we got a fight going on. It's Brandis, number 33.
Watch this pass attempt on Jeff Matasevich. In slow motion, it appears it was Bradshaw's fault. Bradshaw did not agree. After the race, Bradshaw followed Matasevich off the track. He parked his Yamaha in front of Matasevich, jumped off, and began shouting at the Kawasaki rider.
He cuts to the inside. He doesn't try to turn. He goes right out there to make contact. Now, Rez Stefan, he's going to come back and want to answer that in the main event. If he gets anywhere near, get it from Villeman, and Villeman's going to explain it. I don't think this. There it is.
I don't think they like each other.
In a transfer spot. Now, if you think that was bad, wait till you see what happens next. Up over the top of the finish line jump, Matasevich at the bottom gives Ward an elbow to the head. Ward is...
The local boy takes the checkered flag. He lives just across the Indiana border. And Kedrowski right behind him. Oh, and Kedrowski flicks his motorcycle at LaRocco after they cross the finish line. Ooh, you can
Charge back to 6th and looking hard for 5th.
Watch this. Jeff Hemming was the victim, and as you're about to see, an unhappy one at that. Larocco, though, got a real kick out of the situation.
Attack to the inside and down goes. They both go down. Who's going to get up first? Oh, and Evans.
Uh-oh. Here comes one punch.
Boy, we've got a problem here.
Fighting rhymes. Although the AMA wasn't that pumped, I mean, I'm just happy that I get to race, pretty much. I mean, I wasn't even going to be able to race. I have 40th gate pick, which is kind of a bummer, but he's just got someone that's as fast as him now.
Down the right side, he goes straight across, goes for the takeout right there. That was Malcolm. That was a bad choice.
Yeah.
He had to.
They make contact and go down.
Oh, Bogle's
Stewart
foot.
and Bogle.
Bogle's
His
leg
foot
is-
is trapped right through the rear tire. Now he's free. Oh! And he goes right after Malcolm Stewart.
A little struggle through that. But down goes Pike. Oh, and he is not happy about Freezy at all.
That's going to cost him that. This, though, was totally intentional by Freezy. He goes in really aggressive, way too aggressive. And, of course, Pike, his emotions overcome him, and he lets loose.